Okay. Good morning. Good morning, people. Good morning, people. It's good. It's good morning for people who lives in UK. On the other part of the world, some will be at night. Some will be at in the evening. Some will be morning. So it depends on which part of the world. But I wish you a greater blessing for this day. We don't focus too much for tomorrow. We focus today because tomorrow belongs to God Himself. Therefore, this is the second episode uh, for the truth of an entrepreneur, and thus I'm gonna stay focused on this for the next few days. There is two channels: Kingdom Life, the truth, and Life of an Entrepreneur, the truth of an entrepreneur. And for some reason, there is a voices now speaking to me about the truth of an entrepreneur, which I need to share with the world. So let's start. Now, it's important we connect the two channels materials, because in the first episode, in the Kingdom Life, I spoke about Genesis 1, verse 26 up to 31, which is the authority God given to mankind. Now, that authority is a deeper study to meditate and to do studies, strip down scripture. Now, when I mention the word scripture, it has nothing to do with religious, nothing to do with any religious belief. Scripture comes from this word, John 1:1. In the beginning, there was a word, and the word was God, and the word was with God. Simple. Scripture coming from the source of that. So has got no entities of religious. Now, all these religious, there are a future material I'll share with you to see, okay, this religion started like this, and another religion was because of this. Today is not the study for that. Today, I want to study, and I want to share the study of an entrepreneurship, which the authority from there came from Genesis 1:26. If you want to understand it, God is an entrepreneur entity, and that is one of the DNA God has to operate in mankind in order for God Himself to be glorified, is coming from Genesis 1:26 to 31. Now, as we know, and you can research, continue to research, there was one man who had serious wisdom called Solomon, King Solomon. Now, a lot of people, they think wisdom is a very light thing to just talk about. It's not light. It's a serious thing. In fact, I've done a research. There's 7 types of wisdom. Okay? 7 types of what? Wisdom. Now, within those kind of wisdom, there are, for the past 30 years, there is a wisdom I was searching, the wisdom of Solomon and Einstein. I wanted to know, where did they get that thinking? Simplicity. I've got 15 minutes. Einstein got a wisdom by asking God a question. I want to know, how did you create the universe? Now, I'm going to take you back in the scripture. Isaiah 55, God says this, verse 8, my thinking is not your thinking. My ways are not my ways. And it extends, he said, my thinking are not coming from this world. They are coming from far above. Therefore, tap on my thinking. When I knew this instruction, I started to ask myself, what was the first book which Jesus studied? Because these books you see in the Bible, there were pieces, different pieces, separate pieces. Isaiah, a book of and so on. John, a book of and so on. And then later, they were combined to be in one book. These are scripture, not religious. Jesus started by studying the book of Isaiah. So I had to find out what in the Isaiah, why Jesus went to that book first. And at the same time, I have to find out why Solomon was very wise. That Solomon wisdom, till today, no one is richer than Solomon. With all your technology and everything, no one is richer than Solomon. Go and find the study about that. In fact, I did another study. There was a woman from China in the years of 700. Today, no one is richer than that woman. She inherited her riches from a family. Go and Google it. You'll find out. So there's a lot of things mainstream media, they do not teach you. They teach you what is going on in the world today. There is deeper knowledge you need to seek, according to Matthew 6:33. Seek the knowledge of the kingdom and its righteousness first, and everything else will be added to you. Which everything? Everything the Gentile is looking for, it will be added to you. Solomon did that. So I'm here to talk about the wisdom which I had to say which type of wisdom among 7 I wanted to tap in. Because there's 7 types of wisdom. For me, what came about, the number 1 wisdom which came about is divine wisdom, spiritual wisdom. This wisdom you can find in the scriptures, Colossians 1:24, okay? Now, this comes from God and beyond human understanding. So there are things I had to connect with the supernatural power of God, which is not according to human understanding. Okay? I'm moving on. Number 2, practical wisdom, which is phronesis in Greek language, is the ability to make a good decision in everyday life. Okay? Now, other people, they call it the gift of discernment. That's second wisdom I had to tap in. Another wisdom, number 3, is called Sophia. Meaning this, is a deep understanding of truth and reality and the nature of life. There is a video going viral now. There's a guy who's talking the story of Abraham. He's talking about the different entities of religions and why not able to attach with the religious beliefs and attach on a unique entity, which is God himself. There's a video now. People will start to populate. Watch that video. I'm not going to share it, but other people will share with you at some point. So when I got to number 3, I started to get certain liberation, not by my power, but I meditate. I continue to meditate. I started to see step by step, baby step, the things God start to change in my philosophy of paradigm shift. Paradigm shift is when you isolate yourself with everything in the world and you become a single entity with no religion. You don't have to rely on human thinking anymore. You just rely on one entity, the thinking of God, which is in Isaiah 55. And another entity, which is sitting in Ephesians 1. God says you'll be able to do exceedingly greater things than even what is done on this earth, which is Jesus. Is declaring that. If that is the case, so I said, number one, what is the tool to be able to tap into this kind of wisdom? Now, I went to John 14, 12, 14. It's coming from belief without any trace of doubt. I started to practice not to take any medication first. Today, 7 years, this body has not touched medication. When I have pain, I started to study Japanese and the other Buddha knowledge of drinking water, which is the right way to drink, which is the right way to eat. I started to study that, but I did not find those material by my own intellect. God revealed it to me one by one. Today, there are businesses which is coming from the faculty of similar thinking, and those businesses are being created not because of my intellect, by this wisdom I've just mentioned 3. On the episode, I will mention other 4 wisdoms, but those one is based on daily routine on what you do. For example, emotional wisdom. You can control your emotion based on things you do in life. So I was not keen about that too much. But the first 3, critical, because I want to know Einstein and King Solomon. How did they do what they did? I'm going to stop here by saying this scripture you need to focus today and perhaps tomorrow is Isaiah 55, entire chapter. Read it 10 times. Read it 10 times. You will be able to find things there which I have already mentioned on this episode. May God, guys, bless you. As I said to you, the key for human is to become an entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneur of what type? To conquer the territory of the world by using unique gift given by God, not from your certificate or from the jobs you are in. The jobs is just a ladder to take you to the entrepreneurship. The end game is an entrepreneurship. Thank you, guys. May God bless you. I love you all.